I used to think that content repurposing was the way to go. In fact, I was like, if I'm going to make a video, I might as well chop it up into reels. And if I'm going to write a newsletter, I might as well split it into a bunch of tweets and threads and carousel posts and spray the content all over the place. Because why not, right? If you're going to make something once, it makes sense to put it everywhere else so you can maximize your growth. But is that really true? I've come lately to believe that the answer is no, and that the effort that it's taking me to repurpose content is actually slowing down my ability to achieve my goals. And if you listen to gurus like Dan Koe or Jay Klaus or people that have grown big followings online, they all say, if I could go back in time, I would tell myself to just pick one platform to master first before trying to go on all the other platforms. And I really resisted this advice for the longest time. I was just like, nah, that doesn't make sense. It's so easy for me just to repurpose my stuff. I'm not going to listen to these guys. I want to squeeze all the juice out of the fruit. But I'm starting to believe I was wrong, and I'll tell you why. I have decided that YouTube is going to be my primary platform, or the only platform that I'm going to focus on to grow an audience. I already get about 3 clients per month from my YouTube channel, which right now has 1.9K subs. It's not that big, but if I was able to grow this channel to 10 times the size it is now, I would be getting everything I needed just from this one channel. However, in order to do that, there's a lot that goes into it, right? There's a lot that goes into YouTube success. I still don't feel like I've got it all the way figured out. Some videos on this channel will get a couple thousand views. Other videos will get like 100. And so I'm obviously still doing some things wrong, and I need to figure out what that is. I need to figure out how to write better titles or make the right thumbnails that my audience is going to like, and the right style. Like, for example, my last few videos, including this one, I'm not using a script at all. I'm just talking completely off the top of my head. I was starting to feel like my content was too scripted, and so I'm trying this out. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I'm trying to figure out YouTube at a broad level. That's what I'm still trying to do. And this is just long form YouTube videos. There's also YouTube Shorts, which is this whole other thing. And so here's what people don't understand is they'll say like, I want to grow a social media following and I want to do it on Instagram, let's say. Well, the macro goal there is to grow on Instagram, but within the macro, and I'm stealing this from a reel I saw by Jay Klaus, he said, there's a micro game going on. Instagram success, there's a formula for that, and some people have figured it out. Most people haven't. And you would want to go to the gurus and figure out, what do you need to do to grow on Instagram? Do you need to post a reel every day and a quote post? And then how do you make an effective reel where you have like a hook and you tell a story and then you give the deliverable at the end? What do you title it? What time of day do you post it? How do you collaborate with other people on Instagram so that you can reach more people with your posts? There's all this little nuance. On YouTube, it's like the hook and the thumbnail and the title and what you say in the first 10 seconds and what do you link at the end screen of the video? How do you script a video so that people keep watching it until the end? And so here's the takeaway is like, if there's so much that goes into being really great on any platform, if I take the time to spread my content around, which requires time, whether you're using a social media scheduling tool or if you're doing it manually, you still have to go in. Like I could go onto Facebook and LinkedIn and X and everywhere else, and I could post this video. I could use Opus Clip to pull a bunch of shorts from it and reels, and put that all over the place, TikTok. I could do that, but that's going to be hours of my time. And is that time going to be better spent versus me putting that time to making more and better long form YouTube videos and figuring this out. Because if I just spray that content everywhere else, I'm not playing the micro game on those other platforms. I can post a link to this video on LinkedIn or whatever, or write some short form versions of it or whatever, but that's not what works on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, there's a different game being played. I've seen what works now is you post a quote card and then you have like a medium form piece of writing that sort of expands upon the idea. So in order for me to do LinkedIn correctly, I would have to make a new piece of content. It could be based around this same idea, but it's still a new piece of content that I have to make. And so now I'm not really repurposing content. I'm essentially trying to grow on LinkedIn and YouTube simultaneously. So you can repurpose content, which takes your time. You also are doing a bad job on all the other platforms where you're just chucking your stuff, or you can just choose to have a very focused business where you're just going to grow on one platform and make that one really good and get it really big, and then add in a second one, and then you get to divert your audience to your next platform, and you'll grow in those other platforms a lot quicker. Like if you had 1 million YouTube subs and you didn't even have an Instagram, the day you start your Instagram and you tell your YouTube subscribers about it, you'll probably get, 30,000 Instagram followers within like the first 2 weeks or something, because you're just diverting your audience. It's like a bucket that spills over and over as you add more channels. And I think the exception to this is if you have the money to hire a really good marketing agency who will tell you exactly what they need from you. You can sit down a couple days a month and make a bunch of videos, and they know what works to how to grow on each platform. And they actually do all the posting for you, and they track how everything's going, and they come back to you with like the next list of video ideas. That's super outsourced. And it might cost you $5,000 a month, but that is the level that I would like to get to at some point, where I could effectively post everywhere and be doing a good job of it and it not taking very much of my time. So that's really the reason why I am getting away from trying to grow and be on a bunch of different platforms at the same time. I'd like to hear your thoughts. And I know there's probably a lot of people that are going to disagree with this, because this is literally the product that some people sell. But in the spirit of focus, I'm just starting to doubt whether it's the best use of time. That's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you being here. Check out one of these other videos on the screen if you want more, and please subscribe if you're new. I'll see you next time.